Hey everybody, this is Chauncey Jr. with Real Tax Business Success, and we are doing another interview. It's our special expert guest interviews with those folks that are coming to our virtual Tax Pro Success Summit. It is July 29 and 30th, and our last interview out of the 6 speakers is Ron Caruthers. He dressed up for us today, looking real sharp. So Ron,
Right.
welcome everybody. Well, welcome and thank you for joining us for this little session.
Oh, you're welcome, Chauncey. Thanks for having me, man. I put a suit on. I take this seriously. I didn't know it was going to be casual wear.
Now,
Actually, I'll probably pull the tie off the second we're done here, but I wanted to look. I wanted to look money for you guys.
so Ron is a special guy. Ron and I go back. I
20
don't want
years.
to say 20 years, but it's
I think
probably
we do.
18.
I think we go almost 20, Chauncey.
All right, so a long time.
Yeah.
And Ron has helped my clients for a couple of decades. So it makes a whole lot of sense when I'm celebrating my 30th year anniversary in the tax industry that Ron Caruthers is one of the speakers. So, of course, we wanted to have everybody in a room, face to face, nose to nose, no coronavirus, but that's not happening. So we are now doing the next best thing, which is a virtual event. You're going to get Ron on the first day on the 29th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And so I can already tell you right now, Ron's going to hit it out of the park, but let me ask him a couple of questions and then you guys can see for yourself. So Ron, tell people what you do and tell people why you're a incredibly awesome fit for a tax and accounting firm.
Well, a couple reasons. Number one is, first of all, I went to school to be a CPA. I went to school to be a certified financial planner, but I was my high school's valedictorian that didn't go to college 35 years ago, sadly. And we didn't have the money for it. And nobody ever explained to us how the process worked as far as who gets money and who doesn't. And even today, there's one organization that sort of explains it, but nobody really understands this. Guidance counselors don't understand it. Teachers don't understand it. Parents don't understand it. And at all levels of the financial spectrum, from the poorest in society to the richest, college is outrageously expensive. And look, even with coronavirus in the middle of this pandemic, I feel like I should be wearing a mask while I'm doing this. Like I'm not going to, but I feel like I should be. But even though I'm in a room alone, but people are still going to go to college, and college costs, Chauncey, anywhere from $30,000 a year on the low end, all in. Room and board, tuition and fees, even at something like a community college, if you really add up all the costs, it's about 30 grand a year to house your kid and get their books, up to $70,000 or $80,000 a year. What I can tell you is that's anywhere from 120, 150,000 on the low end to 300,000 on the higher end per student. And most parents, even families that make $250,000 or $500,000, do not have that saved and are desperate to know how to crack that number in half or even by a third. And I've been teaching both families in my office, when people come in and see me, they sit right there, as well as working with you and other tax professionals. To show them how to do this in their own practice. And the beauty of this, Chauncey, is it lines up perfectly against their other schedule, meaning the times that you would be busy or as busy as you want to be consulting with families and explaining to them how this college planning stuff works. And it really is specialized knowledge. It's a completely different time of year than when you would be busy in tax season.
Well, let me ask you this. So a tax professional has the halo, the authority figure, I'm helping you with your financial stuff. You're already trusting me with your not just your taxes, but a lot of times your financial planning, all kinds of stuff. but how does that go with the whole college? Because some people are listening to you going, college planning? I mean, what are you talking? I mean, like, how is that like a, and in your case, the only reason I know the punchline, you really do sell money at a discount. So it really does go well.
It goes perfectly well because, first of all, unlike taxes where, yeah, if you can save people money, it's great. If they owe money, they're mad at you sometimes. This is a really feel-good business because in every case, people are young, they're excited. You're dealing with an area that nobody knows anything about. So people at least have some base idea. And unlike taxes where they can go to a tax layer or Free Tax USA or TurboTax, there's nothing to help parents understand which schools have money, how you can get free money making $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year, owning rental real estate, having your own business. And that's exactly what I'm going to explain to you guys Wednesday night, July 29th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific in our special. I will even put another suit on for you guys just to let you know that I'm serious about this. But it's an area where you can get a consultant's fee that is commensurate with what any top CPA or top attorney in town is going to get. You get the beauty. I have a collection over here in the corner of bottles of wine and whiskey that clients have dropped off. Clients bring lunch by, and because they're so appreciative of what we're doing, because we're helping them, we're selling them money at a discount. We're helping them fulfill that promise when they told their kids, look, you just get the good grades and we'll make sure college is taken care of. And all of a sudden the kid comes when they're in 10th grade or 11th grade, like, look, I'm getting the grades and I want to go to Georgetown, or I want to go to USC, or I want to go to Liberty, or I want to go to NYU. And the parents look at that bill and are like, oh my God, that is a lot of money. I don't know how we're going to do that. You can become the person to come and fix that for them. And I'm going to show you exactly how the math breaks down. And I'm going to show you some real world examples that are straight blow your mind. Like people with $2 million houses on the beach and six-figure incomes that got some like serious money. And I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. And then you can decide if it's something you want to add to your practice or not. But it is a good life. And I make my money in the real world, working with families, helping them. I'm not a full-time guru by any stretch of the imagination. I just got off the phone. In fact, Chauncey, right as we were doing this with a client that we figured out had not seen me in 16 years. And you know what they said? They're getting ready to retire. And they're like, we want your financial help. Yeah, I hadn't talked to them in 16 years. And they go, you saved our life financially, because they had 4 kids. So one's a paramedic, one's in the military, but after getting a degree, so they went into the military to a way high intelligence position. Another one's getting a doctorate right now. We made that happen. And 16 years later, that family still remembers me and wants to work with me on the next phase of their life. That's the stuff that we do for families.
That's awesome, because so many tax professionals, accountants right now, I can just tell you, because I've talked to so many of them in the last month, they're literally pulling their hair out. I am so sick of taxes. I'm so sick of the government, IRS telling us what we got, Congress changing this, and all these applications you got to fill out, and everybody's screaming at me saying, I got to have this, and the deadline's getting shifted. And I've been in this thing for 30 years. I have never seen so much discontent in the tax and accounting industry ever.
I agree.
So I know that if there's something that people can do to add on or slide in some other service that is big ticket, that actually you can make nice money on small numbers, that would be what you do, right?
It's absolutely right. And that's the key kind of, Chauncey, to what we do is this year, last year, I took maybe 30 clients. So I'm not trying to burn through 100, 200, 300 families. And I get a premium price for them. But I only have to take a handful of them combined with the work I've already done that makes for a very nice lifestyle. And when we go into this, Chauncey, I'm actually going to show business models for someone who's wants to learn just enough so they can put their own kids through school. And by the way, what I'm going to teach is great for your own kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews and on and on and on and on, because it really is a skill that nobody has any clue about how it works. But if you want to make a little bit of money, we're going to show you how to do that. Like you want a fast car or a boat, or just to put a little more towards your own retirement, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. And you can do that on a few hours a week. You want to make some serious money, which is, we talk like a full-time, part-time, we call it, where you want to make 6 figures from your side project. We help families do that all the time. And I'll tell you stories about other accountants' practices that we've added value to in the 6-figure and in some case 7-figure range, and you want a Lamborghini. I got one guy trained, Chauncey. This guy's dumb with his money. God, he's good at making it, but he's terrible at spending it. So he bought his wife a Bentley SUV. All right. Which is like a $400,000 car. 3 months, his wife decides, I don't like this. I don't want it. So have you ever tried to turn in a $400,000 car that you've only had on a lease payment for 3 months? So he decided, well, he's not going to turn it in. He's going to get her he'll get her an Escalade. And then he turned around and bought himself a Lamborghini. And then he decided, well, she's got 2 SUVs. I need the Lamborghini SUV as well. So this guy does dumb stuff with his money once he makes it, but he makes it all from college planning, and he's home for dinner with his kids at 5 o'clock every night. He never works a weekend. He never works an evening. And I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. And we actually might even throw pictures of all his cars just for laughs.
So tell them real quick before we go, I want you to, there's some people I'm thinking about Ed, who he was in the tax business. He was in one of my seminars years ago, and you were speaking, and Ed was like, I got my own kids in college. And so he signs up just to get his own kids some money, and ends up learning this business, and it flipped. He was in the tax business, and then after a couple of years, his main business is the college planning business.
Yeah, he makes more. It's an interesting case study that we'll talk about on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. You don't want to miss it. But he makes more off 32 clients in the college planning world than he does off 300-400 tax returns. And if you just stop and contemplate that, that means he might spend 7 or 8 hours with each of those families that he's getting several $1,000s for, and then some. Again, I'll break down all the math for you guys, but he's not spending, 20, 30, 40 hours with those families. He's spending a minimum amount of time. He makes more money from that. And we're like, which did you enjoy more? And he's like, are you freaking nuts? Of course I enjoyed the college planning clients. And by the way, he still has his tax practice, but he's able to bring in a junior partner, let them run a big chunk of it, only look on the other stuff, because he created another source of income that doesn't have near the stress, near the government interference, near the Congress making messes of it. They might do one change to this industry for every 10 or 20 they make in the tax industry, if that. So yeah, it's still a little bit controlled by Congress, but there's so much other things that you hear. Again, come to class, come for the meeting on Wednesday. You'll really enjoy it. I dare say it will be entertaining. It will be fun. You will learn stuff that even guidance counselors don't know just from that hour and 15 minutes, maybe hour and a half that will go. And I will tell you guys at the very end, if you stick around to the end, a very funny story of what happened when a guy got too deep in debt and actually fled the country because of his student loans. And it's funny and sad at the same time, but you guys, you want to stick around for that. So don't just show up for class, stick around for the whole thing, bring a notepad, and I promise you guys will learn so much. It'll blow your mind.
So everybody, I'm a big fan of Ron Caruthers. He's literally coming to my live events for almost 20 years, if not 20. He
Yeah,
is a
very
great
close.
great guy to have at this event. Like, he is one of the reasons why we're doing this thing at this virtual Tax Pro Success Summit. It's July 29 and 30th. You're going to see Ron on the first night at 6 p.m. on this coming Wednesday. And you don't get, I mean, we have a lot of speakers and we're covering a lot of topics, but this is what makes our Success Summit different. People like Ron Caruthers are going to be there, because you just aren't going to see Ron scattered all over the accounting and tax world. So he is a guy that you got to pay attention to, and you're just not going to hear him from other places. So I look forward to having these tickets. By the way, these tickets are $30. So $30 for a 30-year anniversary. We had to charge something. We could charge thousands of dollars for this 2-day event. We're charging $30. Get your ticket now. Get the word out to your tax professional buddies. Get them to get their ticket. Pass the word. We're getting started this week. And I don't know if you're at the beach. I don't know if you're at home. I don't know if you're in your office. Wherever you are, tune in virtually, and we look forward to seeing you then. Ron, thank you very much. We're going to see you in a couple days. Thanks for wearing that sharp tie.
Well, now you know they gotta wear them too for my session. Totally right. Kidding. Flip flops, shorts, whatever. It's all good.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot, and we will see you at the Success Summit real soon. Thanks.
See you guys.